You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network. I'm Nicholas Callis. A Battle of Los Angeles is the feature of this game. The Los Angeles Angels are playing the Los Angeles Dodgers. Arguably one of the best players of this generation, Mike Trout, the one on camera there. He and the Angels struggling to make playoffs. Facing a team that's almost sure to make playoffs. And at the helm for the Dodgers tonight, Walker Buehler taking the mound, 17-2 in 27 starts, has a 1.88 ERA and 172 in a third innings pitched. He has the most wins in Major League Baseball, and at this point in the year, he has the lowest earned run average in Major League Baseball entering this game. And leading off for the Angels is Tommy Listella. That's upstairs, ball one. That's how this game begins. Now the Dodgers, 88-46 entering play. They're first in the NL West. They have the best record not only in the National League, but also in Major League Baseball. They're a half game up on the Twins, who are 87-46 entering today. The Twins had the best record in Major League Baseball up until a couple days, though, but the Dodgers got hot and are now above the Twins, which could play a factor if the World Series were to have the Twins and Dodgers match up. The All-Star game no longer deciding who has home field advantage in the World Series. 2-0. Swung and a miss. The count's 2-1. Tommy Listello, former Atlanta Brave and Chicago Cub, now playing for the Los Angeles Angels. Started the year off as a leadoff hitter. Got moved down in the order after Nick Martini was doing well, getting on base. Nick Martini's on the injured list now with the Angels. He dislocated his shoulder a couple weeks ago and most likely won't play another game in 2020. But Martini was doing well. He had a .333 on base percentage before he got hurt. And he was doing well at the top of the order. Listella strikes out on a pitch that was over the outside edge. 98 miles per hour from Walker Buehler.
The center fielder, number 27.
That was a well-placed pitch by Buehler for sure, and at that speed, Listella was just frozen. One out top of the first, and here comes Mike Trout, the reigning most valuable player in the American League. He missed a significant amount of this year with an injury. He came back around the All-Star break, and he's still been producing. The injury only stopped him from playing on the field. At that time, it didn't seem like it hurt him, though, in the long run, as he lines out there to Corey Seeger. So 2 outs, top of the first, base is empty, and here's the starting lineup for the Angels. Yasiel Puig batting in the 6th spot, former Los Angeles Dodger. Albert Pujols back in the lineup as well. He got activated from the injured list about a week ago. No longer being the designated hitter, but he's in the field playing first base. Here's Anthony Rendon, .316 hitter entering play. He takes strike one. Rendon won the Silver Slugger Award for third baseman in the National League last season, and Rendon also won a World Series championship with the Nationals. Rendon was also instrumental in the division series against the Dodgers last season, specifically in Game 5 when he and Juan Soto went back-to-back to tie the game at 3. They both homered off Clayton Kershaw in the 8th inning when Kershaw came out of the bullpen. And the Nationals later went on to win that Game 5 after Howie Kendrick had a grand slam. And the Dodgers failed to do much in the bottom half of that inning, but that was extra innings. That was one of the better playoff games of the 2019 season. 2-2 pitch to Rendon, swing and a miss. Walker Buehler gets 2 strikeouts of the 3 batters he faced. The top of the first inning's over. So no runs on, no hits, and nobody left on for the Angels after a half inning. It's the Angels 0 and the Dodgers coming to bat. And on the mound for the Angels is Tyler Glasnow. Glasnow making his 28th start of the year. His numbers were better last year. He's 8-12 this season with a .466 earned run average and struck out 141 batters, so respectable numbers, but I'm sure they're not where he'd like them to be. Here comes Mookie Betts to the plate, 267 hitter with 29 home runs and 79 RBIs entering play. Gold Glover in 2019, also a former Silver Slugger Award winner in the American League. And he also won the Most Valuable Player Award in the AL back in 2018 with the Red Sox. Betts got traded from the Red Sox to the Dodgers in a three-way trade this past offseason. Hasn't put up his MVP caliber numbers, but he's still an impactful player on this team. Kind of like Glasnow is for the Angels. Glasnow's numbers aren't as quality as they were in 2019. But he's still a good pitcher to have in the rotation. Glasnow was acquired from the Rays a few weeks into this 2020 season. The Rays gave him up, decided to go with some other members of the rotation. The Rays eventually traded Yonny Chirinos to the Marlins as well. The Rays have a chance to make playoffs. They could legitimately win a wild card spot, and if they get hot enough, they might contest the Yankees for the division. The Yankees have gotten cold recently. The Blue Jays have gotten closer to the division lead in the East as that's fouled off. Seemed like with the Yankees, Twins, and Athletics winning the divisions, that it was early on in the year, it seemed like it was going to be cut and dry. But that is not how it's been, as that one's line foul. There are several scenarios where several different teams in the AL could make playoffs. 1-2 strike count. That's down low, counts 2-2. The Red Sox, the Rays, the Blue Jays, the White Sox, the Indians, and the Astros all have a chance to make playoffs in the AL. The Angels, the next closest team to making playoffs, but it's looking unlikely for them. In terms of the Angels winning the division, not likely. Their division elimination number is 14. They're 61-72 overall, 17 games back of the Athletics. They're also over 10 games back of the second wild card spot right now, occupied by a couple teams. Full count pitch coming to Betts. That's popped foul. It seemed like the outfield was shifted, so nobody's going to be able to run that one down. Count still full 3-2. Glasnow extensively using that breaking ball of his. A pitch that he has nearly perfected over the last couple seasons. 98-mile-per-hour fastball fouled off. And that's something we're going to see from these two pitchers in this game. A good breaking ball and a high-velocity fastball. 11th pitch of the plate appearance, misses down low. That was an off-speed pitch that just missed the zone, just missed the knees of Betts. And it's a leadoff walk for the Dodgers to start their offensive half of the first. That'll bring up Cody Bellinger, another former Most Valuable Player Award winner. He is the reigning National League Most Valuable Player. You see his splits there, lefty versus righty, but overall 258 hitter with 22 home runs and 84 RBIs. His average was closer to 300 last season. This year he struggled a bit in that department, but still producing runs at an above average rate. So it's not often that you see the two reigning most valuable players from each league playing each other on the same field. And playing the same position for that matter, but they are. Betts safe at first base. Bellinger starting this game in center for the Dodgers, and Mike Trout is out in center field for the Angels. That's outside, counts 1-1. Didn't look like an official pitch out, but with Betts running at first base, breaking balls would not help Glasnow. 1-1. It's outside, counts 2-1. Glasnow trying to work in that slider. It looked like that had more horizontal movement than vertical movement. Can't find the zone. Mookie Betts reached on a walk after an 11-pitch plate appearance. And now Bellinger's ahead in the count. That's fouled off. The count even 2-2. The Dodgers so far have won 7 National League West titles, and they're in position to win their 8th in a row. Swing and a miss. Cody Bellinger down on strikes. That's the first out of the bottom of the first.
The third baseman,
Like a well-placed pitch at the knees. Bellinger swung over it looked like. So 1 out, now here comes the number 3 hitter. Justin Turner, 302 hitter with 16 home runs and 50 RBIs. That one in the dirt. Castro plays it, throws to Listella covering second. But that's not in time. Mookie Betts advances on what is scored a wild pitch. And now the Dodgers have a runner in scoring position with their part of the order coming to the plate. Turner hitting the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Turner, a former Toronto Blue Jay and New York Met. He's been with the Dodgers ever since the 2014 season. He's been their everyday third baseman, and he's constantly batted in the middle of the order. But as I was mentioning before, the Dodgers on their way to winning the National League West again. The Dodgers at this point in the year are 88-46, and there's still the rest of August and then September to play before the season comes to an end. The Dodgers are only competing with 2 more teams in the NL West. The Rockies and Giants have been mathematically eliminated from winning the division as Turner swings and misses at that 99-mile-per-hour fastball. But the Diamondbacks are in third, 18 games back of first, and the Padres 17 games back. And the Diamondbacks have a division elimination number of 12. The Padres have a division elimination number of 13. So the Dodgers getting ever closer to clinching the NL West title. 2-2 pitch. It's upstairs, counts full 3-2. Again, the Rockies have been mathematically eliminated from winning the division, as have the Giants, and the Giants haven't even reached 50 wins yet this season. They have the second worst record in the National League. It's fouled off, the count still full 3-2. The Dodgers entering play are on a 5-game winning streak as well. They took 2 of 3 from the Cubs last week and swept the Rockies in a 3-game series. They had an off day yesterday. That's out to right field. Puig makes the catch. That's out number 2. Turner is out on the flyout. And with that out, we'll take a look at the starting lineup for the Dodgers. Mitch Garver, an early season trade acquisition, doing the catching and batting 6th. Matt Beatty is playing for Max Muncy, who tore an Achilles tendon back in May. Matt Beatty's been doing well. He's playing first base, and he's batting 7th in the order. Otherwise, everybody else has been pretty consistent from season's beginning. Seeger grounds that one to Pujols, who flips to Glass, now covering first. Seeger's out at first, and that ends the first inning. So no runs on no hits, 1 walk in the inning, and nobody left on base for the Dodgers. 1 runner left on base for the Dodgers going to the second inning. No score at Dodger Stadium. Justin Upton batting now. He's tied for 6th in RBIs in the American League. He has 97, and he is tied for the Major League lead in home runs. He has 46. He's tied with Ronald Acuna Jr., but he outright leads the American League. Again, 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Angels. Justin Upton, Albert Pujols, and Yasiel Puig. That one misses. Counts 1-0. Infield shifted there to the left. The outfield, pretty standard. A bit shaded to the left, but not as exaggerated as the infield. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. A battle of the Los Angeles area. The Angels and Dodgers playing each other. This is Game 2 of a 2-game set. The Dodgers lost yesterday to the Angels. Final score of that game was 8-3. And after this set, the Dodgers will start a series with their division rivals, the Padres. The Angels will have an off day tomorrow, and they will start a series with their division rivals, the Mariners. The Dodgers staying on the homestand, and the Angels continuing their road trip. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Justin Upton. Also, his 46 home runs are the most he's ever hit in a single season. His previous season high was 35 in 2017 when he played for both the Tigers and the Angels. He got traded in the middle of that season. Walker Buehler with 3 strikeouts now. Got a whiff on this breaking ball. It's tough to hit a pitcher who has, on average, a 98-mile-per-hour fastball and then off-speed stuff like that. 1 out top of the second. Here's Albert Pujols. .238 hitter with 7 home runs and 19 RBIs entering play. Hasn't been able to do too much this season. He was on the injured list for most of the middle part of the year. In some of the games that impacted the Angels the most. So he's back now with an Angels team that sits right now at 61 and 72, third in the AL West. But 17 games back of the first place Athletics. It's outside, counts 1-2. Pujols, arguably in his prime, one of the best to grace Major League Baseball. Known as the Machine for the mere fact that he could hit almost anything that came his way when he had a bat in his hands. Grounded to third, stopped by Justin Turner, picks up, throws to Beatty, and Pujols is out at first.
That is good. The right fielder, number 66.
Pujols doesn't run too well, so Turner had time to recover on that dive and was able to record the out. So 2 outs, top of the second. Here's Yasiel Puig, .242 hitter with 7 home runs and 26 RBIs entering play. A late entrant into the 2020 season, waited to sign a contract until a couple of weeks before the All-Star break, but Puig signed a 1-year, $9.5 million deal with the Angels. Started out hot, but he's cooled off a bit. That's why his average has fallen, and his average still fluctuates just because his sample size isn't too large. That's popped up and foul. The count 1-2. Puig made his Major League debut with the Dodgers in 2013. Played there up until 2018, and in the 2018-2019 offseason, he was traded to the Reds. In the middle of 2019, he was traded across the state. He was traded from Cincinnati to Cleveland and then hit free agency after the 2019 season. He strikes out there. Yasiel Puig down on strikes after swinging and missing at that pitch. Walker Buehler on a roll through 2 innings. Going to the bottom of the second. No score here at Dodger Stadium. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 5, 6, 7 hitters do it for the Dodgers in this half inning. Jock Peterson, Mitch Garver, and Matt Beatty. Jock Peterson has 33 home runs, tied for 4th among National League leaders in that category. As a strike, counts 0-1. Glass now extensively using his breaking ball. He's got that elongated curveball that accompanies his high-velocity fastball. That's fouled off, the count 0-2. And if you watch replays or if you watch overlays of his curveball versus his fastball, his curveball has such sharp break to it that hitters can't tell whether it's going to break or not. That's why you see a lot of chases. It's a chase there. Jock Peterson strikes out. Jason Castro completes the strikeout by throwing to Pujols. Glass now with 2. That's out number 1. 1 out, bottom of the second. Here's Mitch Garver, .238 hitter with 19 home runs and 51 RBIs. He won a Silver Slugger Award last season at the catcher position when he played for the Minnesota Twins. He's a part of that Twins team that broke the single-season record for a team for home runs.
That's the ball. 1-0.
A few weeks into the season, he got traded to the Dodgers for Scott Alexander, a left-handed pitcher, and 2 prospects. Alexander made the Major League roster. The other 2 prospects went down to the minor leagues. Garver's helped out with his bat so far this season as that one's ripped to left, but caught by Upton on the warning track. That's out number 2.
The first baseman,
Matt Beatty will come to the plate with 2 outs and the base is empty. Beatty, 12 hits and 37 at-bats over his last 10 games. He's gotten hot. That's improved his average. His average now at .288. Also has 11 home runs and 48 RBIs. Beatty is playing primarily because Max Muncy got put on the injured list, tore an Achilles tendon, which ended his season after the diagnosis. But Beatty's been a good replacement. In fact, a better replacement than I can really say with words. He's done a pretty good job producing toward the bottom of the order, too. 2-ball, no-strike count. Swinging a foul ball, the count now 2-1. But Beatty, a talented young hitter on this Dodgers team, and when Max Muncy hits free agency again, Beatty very well might be the starting first baseman for this Dodgers team. Counts full 3-2. Gavin Lux on deck, another young hitter in this Dodgers order. The Dodgers have 3 talented young players right now on their roster. Will Smith, the backup catcher at the moment, Matt Beatty, first baseman, and Gavin Lux, who's been the everyday second baseman since the season's beginning. Beatty strikes out there looking. Tyler Glasnow has 3 strikeouts, and that one ends the second inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on for the Dodgers. After 2 full innings, no score here at Dodger Stadium. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Bottom of the order, do it for the Angels in this half inning. Andrelton Simmons, Jason Castro, and Tyler Glasnow. Simmons batting .278, entering play with 14 homers and 45 RBIs. Simmons, a 2-time Gold Glove Award winner in both the National League and the American League. Won Gold Gloves at the shortstop position with the Braves back in 2013 and 2014, and won a couple more in back-to-back years with the Angels in 2016 and 2017. Some injuries have stifled him over the past couple seasons. But this season he's been completely healthy, still been solid defensively. And his offensive stats aren't too poor either. No ball, 2-strike count. Swinging a pop-up, shallow left. Out goes Seeger to make the catch. That's out number 1.
Batting it, the catcher, Jason Castro.
So with 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning, that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Jason Castro. 203 hitter with 13 home runs and 44 RBIs entering play. He struggled this season for his standards. He's a former All-Star. He made it with the Astros in 2013. He's played for the Astros and the Twins previously at free agency this offseason, and decided to sign with the Angels. 1 ball, no strike count. The infield shifted, exaggerated to the right.
No, that missed.
That pitch misses outside, counts 2-0. Castro now in his veteran years. He was the backup to Mitch Garver last year just because Garver had a breakout season, putting power in his bat as that one's off the wall. Betts plays it well, gets it into Lux. Lux cuts it off, but Castro into second base. That's a 1-out double.
The pitcher, number 20, Tyler.
Near the crack of the bat. That was a well-struck ball by Castro. And he's able to run his way to second base. Now he's in scoring position with 1 out. 1 out, top of the 3rd. Here's Tyler Glasnow in a sacrifice situation. Not sacrificing though. It's ball 1. So he didn't show bunt that time, but he didn't swing either. Glasnow with no hits yet, no runs, or no home runs, and no runs batted in. He's in a run-scoring spot here, though. Grounded to 3rd. Turner was playing in. It was a soft enough ground ball, though, for Turner to handle. And Glasnow's out at first base.
Now batting.
So 2 outs, top of the 3rd. Castro still in scoring position, and
Listella.
top of the order comes back up for the Angels. It's Tommy Listella. Listella 0 for 1. He was a strikeout victim to lead off the ball game. That's fouled off the count 0-1. Walker Buehler, the one on the mound. Buehler, the one right now leading Major League Baseball in both win total and earned run average. He has a 1.88 earned run average, the only one in Major League Baseball under a 2 to this point in the season. That's into left, a base hit. Turner cuts off the throw from Peterson. Castro stays at 3rd. And aboard at first is Tommy Listella, so the line's still moving for the Angels. The Angels won yesterday against the Dodgers 8-3. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. As Mike Trout comes to the plate, he lined out back in inning number 1, lined out to Seeger at shortstop. Trout with a .426 on base percentage and a .625 slugging percentage at this point in the season. His sample size is a bit shorter because he missed much of the first half of the season with an injury. But still producing as everybody expects him to. That one misses for a ball. Counts 1-0. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. It's outside, counts 2-0. The Dodgers have a walk, but they don't have a hit as a team yet. Jason Castro got the first hit from either side, hitting that double with 1 out here in the third. And Tommy Listello singled to put Castro on third and himself on first. Hitters count for Trout. That one misses inside. Counts 3-0. 3-ball, no strike count. Anthony Rendon on deck. And Rendon, not the person you want to face with the bases loaded. Oh, it is Walker Buehler on the mound, so that would be a good matchup to see. This is a good matchup to see right now, too. Trout versus Buehler. And Trout in the driver's seat. Just a bit outside. Trout taking all the way, and it pays off. A 4-pitch walk issued to Mike Trout. Listella advances from first to second, and Trout now at first base. Castro on third, Listello on second, Trout on first. 2 outs. Still no score in this game. There's a player who's known to change that when he's in these situations. It's Anthony Rendon, who's 0 for 1. He's got a chance to drive in some runs here. That's outside, counts 1-0. Anthony Rendon on the season has 69 RBIs. That's the second most on the Angels team. That's called a strike, counts 1-1. Second to Justin Upton, who has 97. And Upton is the one in the on-deck circle. Buehler in a jam here. 1-1 pitch. That's popped into the air. Carrying to left. But that crosses into foul territory. Peterson doesn't run it down. Counts now 1-2. Buehler just over 40 pitches now in this third inning. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Walker Buehler escapes danger by striking out Rendon with the bases loaded. So no runs for the Angels in that half inning on 2 hits. The bases were left loaded. After 2.5 innings, still no score here at Dodger Stadium.
The second baseman.
You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 8-9-1 hitters do it for the Dodgers in this half inning. Gavin Lux, Walker Buehler, and Mookie Betts. Counts 1-0. Walker Buehler just escaped danger. He struck out Anthony Rendon with the bases loaded and 2 outs. 2-0 count now to Lux. Last night walked a batter and had a runner in scoring position earlier on in the game, but so far no hits by the Dodgers. 3-0 is the count. The Dodgers' biggest threat was in the first inning when Mookie Betts walked and ended up advancing to second on a wild pitch. But nothing came of that. The Angels' biggest threat was at the top of this third inning when they got the bases loaded, but no runs scored. Tyler Glasnow just issued his second walk, a leadoff walk to Gavin Lux. And that sets up a sacrifice situation for Walker Buehler. Buehler on the year does have a run batted in, but no homers and a few hits. Was voted an All-Star in this year's All-Star game. Got to represent in front of his home crowd. The Dodgers hosted the All-Star game this season. Bunted toward first, Pujols plays, pivots, throws to second. Safe at second base, and Buehler safe on the back end. So Albert Pujols tried to be aggressive there. Watch this, he fields, pivots, tries to get Lux out at second, but Lux too quick, just got his right foot in there, and Simmons with the attempted return throw. But Buehler beat that throw out, so both runners safe. Lux on second, Buehler on first. Nobody out, top of the order now up for the Dodgers. It's Mookie Betts who swings at the first pitch of this plate appearance and fouls it off. Betts walked in his first plate appearance, got himself into scoring position after advancing on a wild pitch, but he did not come around to score. He's in a run-producing spot here, though. 0-1 is lined right to Anthony Rendon at third base. So Glass now records out number 1 in the bottom of the third by inducing a line out.
Cody Bellinger.
That'll bring up the number 2 hitter, Cody Bellinger, who's 0 for 1. Bellinger struck out in the first inning against Glass now. Has an opportunity here, though, to drive in some runs. Runner still on first and second, and 1 out in the bottom of the third. That's outside, counts 1-0. Bellinger off Glass now, he's 3 for 5. 1 ball, no strike count. That's down low, counts 2-0. The only time these two would have faced each other when Glasnow was on the Pirates was when Glasnow came out of the bullpen. As that one's belted out to right. Has a chance to stay fair, but it does not. That's a foul ball. It just tailed too far to the right of the right field foul pole. Count now 2-1. 2-1 pitch on the way. That's fouled off the count, now even 2-2 on Bellinger. That was the only time these two were in the National League. Bellinger's rookie year in 2017. Glasnow was still on the Pirates. And Glasnow was also in the bullpen for the Pirates in 2018 for the first half of the year before he got traded to the Rays. And since that trade, these two have been in 2 different leagues. They haven't seen each other too much. Full count pitch coming to Bellinger. Just a bit low. That's ball 4. Bellinger patient enough. Doesn't take the bait on that pitch and earns himself a walk. That loads the bases now for the Dodgers with 1 out. And an RBI spot here now for Justin Turner. A sacrifice fly would likely get a run in, as well as any kind of base hit, or a hit by pitch for that matter. That was close inside. Counts 1-0. Turner went 1 for 4. His hit was a single in the loss against the Angels. Again, the Angels won yesterday, 8-3. This is game 2 of a 2-game set between these two teams.
That's the ball.
Cross city rivals from 2 different leagues. The Dodgers are part of the National League, and the Angels are part of the American League. Hitters count 2-0 pitch. That's high and in. Counts 3-0. The Glasnow with nowhere to put Turner. It's a 3-ball, no strike count, and an even more dangerous hitter awaiting on deck, Corey Seeger. Inside, ball 4. A run will come in to score. Gavin Lux scores from third.
Now batting.
Moving from second to third, Walker Buehler.
Seeger.
Advancing from first to second, Cody Bellinger, and now on first base with a run batted in is Justin Turner. The bases are still loaded with 1 out. And here's Corey Seeger. Seeger grounded out in the first inning. It would be a much different situation had Albert Pujols not tried to get the force at second when Walker Buehler bunted. There was a runner on first and nobody out. Gavin Lux walked to open up this bottom of the third inning. Walker Buehler tried to sacrifice him with a bunt over to second base. Pujols went to second, couldn't get Lux out at second, and then Walker Buehler beat out the back end at first. That put runners on first and second, and then Glasnow got Betts to line out, but then walked back-to-back batters as that one's caught by Trout, who throws it in. So Seager's out after that fly out. 2 outs, bottom of the third. Bases still loaded, and Jock Peterson comes to the plate. Peterson 0 for 1. He struck out back in inning number 2, but has an opportunity to pat on to the Dodgers' lead. So the only damage done by the Dodgers in this half inning has been on walks. I guess you could count the attempted sacrifice bunt as well. So 3 walks and a sacrifice bunt that worked out better for the Dodgers. Outside, counts 1-1. That was the biggest mistake of the inning for the Angels, though. Pujols trying to get Lux out at second base after Buehler tried to execute a sacrifice bunt to advance him to second. Counts 2-1. Last out walked in a batter with the bases loaded. Justin Turner walked in the bases loaded, allowing Turner to get the run batted in. And the Dodgers also got the lead out of it. Bottom of the third, Dodgers up 1-0. 2 ball, 2 strike count, bases loaded, 2 outs. Down low, counts full 3-2. The Dodgers have an advantage now. Every runner should be taking off with this next pitch. Mitch Garver awaiting on deck. The Dodgers do not have a hit in this half inning, but they've gotten runners on and produced a run. Full count pitch, runners go. Swing and a belted ball. Traveling toward right, toward the wall. That's going to one-hop the wall. Puig will get it in, but the bases have been cleared by Jock Peterson. Buehler scored from third. Bellinger scored from second. And Turner scored from first. It's 4-0. The Dodgers lead it. Jock Peterson ever so close to a grand slam, but one of the next best outcomes just happened. A bases clearing RBI double. Here's Mitch Garver. It's outside, counts 1-0. Garver, the 8th hitter of the inning for the Dodgers to come up in this half inning. That was the first hit from the Dodgers in this game. They had not had a hit prior to Jock Peterson's double.
No, ball.
That one's inside, counts 2-0.
2 balls, no strikes.
So Gavin Lux walked. Walker Buehler tried to sacrifice him over to second. The Angels defense decided to try to get Lux out at second. They couldn't do it. Walker Buehler beat out the back end. So he was safe at first. That put runners on first and second. Betts lined out for the first out. Then Bellinger walked. Turner walked, which produced a run. Seeger flew out to center for the second out. And then Peterson hit the bases clearing double. Routed sharply to third, played by Rendon, who throws to Pujols. That's in time. Garver's out at first, and that ends the bottom of the third, but not a good outcome for the Angels. The Dodgers got 4 runs on 1 hit. There were 3 walks in that half inning, and a runner was left on second base. As we go to the 4th inning, it's 4-0. The Dodgers lead the Angels.
The left fielder, number 8.
You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Middle of the order, do it for the Angels in this half inning. Justin Upton, Albert Pujols, and Yasiel Puig. Sharp ground ball, but foul. The count's 0-1 on Upton, who's played for a few teams throughout his career. He was a first-round pick back in the draft of 2005. Former Diamondback. He's also played for the Braves, the Tigers, and the Angels.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Counts 1-2. Upton is tied for the Major League lead in home runs. He's tied with Ronald Acuna Jr. He has 46. And that's a single-season high for him. His last single-season high was 35, so he's beaten that margin by 11 and still has a month to go to add to that total. That's into left field, and Upton has himself a single. The leadoff base runner on for the Angels, who just gave up the lead to the Dodgers. There's Albert Pujols, who's 0 for 1. Grounded out back in the second inning. Justin Turner made a nice play on him. It was a ground ball that looked like it was going to travel between Turner and Seeger at short. But Turner dove to his forehand side and was able to throw Pujols out. That's fouled off. The count now 0-2. Albert Pujols 100 home runs shy of Barry Bonds. Pujols right now has 662 home runs in his career. Swing and a miss. That's out number 1. Walker Buehler with yet another strikeout. Let's take a look at the Road to the Show report from the Dodgers minor league systems. Tyler White, talented young first baseman, former Houston Astro. He's had a .556 average, and he's driven in 6 runs over the last 10 games he's played it. He's a player that can make the Major League roster in future seasons, too, if the Dodgers elect not to re-sign Max Muncy once he goes into free agency. Counts 0-1 on Yasiel Puig, who struck out against Buehler back in the 2nd inning. Swing and a miss, counts 0-2.
No ball, 2 strikes.
The Angels were able to get the bases loaded in the top of the 3rd inning, but they failed to score any runs. The Dodgers got the bases loaded in the bottom of the 3rd inning and ended up coming away with 4 runs. Not on a grand slam, but on a bases loaded walk and then a bases clearing double. Turner got the bases loaded walk, he was credited with a run batted in, and then Jock Peterson hit the RBI double. So he has 3 runs batted into this point. Line into left center field. That ball's going to fall and split the gap. Might roll to the wall. Upton heading to 3rd base as Bellinger gets it in. It's cut off by Seeger. Here comes Upton. The throw's offline, and Upton scores all the way from 1st base. Yasiel Puig gets a hit and an RBI against his former team. His 10th double of the season. And it's now a 4-1 ball game. The Angels are on the board. So 2 of the better pitchers in the game of baseball struggling early on in this game. 1 out top of the 4th. Here's Andrelton Simmons, who lined out back in inning number 3. The former Gold Glove shortstop. Takes strike 1. Simmons has only played for 2 teams throughout his Major League career, the Braves and the Angels. Arguably the best defensive shortstop in the modern era. And some of his defensive numbers would be compared to some of the all-time greats. I've seen a few on social media compare him to Ozzie Smith for his defensive prowess, and he's also one of the more talented offensive shortstops as well. At least he used to be before he got hurt. So we're going to foul ball to count 1-2. He hasn't been quite the same since his injury from 2018. Still putting up decent numbers, at least this season. Check swing. No swing. Counts 2-2. Even count. Strike 3 called at the top of the zone. 98 from Walker Buehler. That's his 7th strikeout of the game.
Now batting.
Now, even if you're going to swing at that as a hitter, that is a tough pitch to try and hit an elevated 98-mile-per-hour fastball. You have to be looking for that. Didn't seem that Simmons was. Just froze him. So 2 outs, top of the 4th, and here's Jason Castro. He doubled back in the 3rd inning. His double was what started the Angels' potential rally. The Angels failed to score at all in the top of the 3rd inning after getting the bases loaded. The Dodgers did not fail to score, and they put up 4 runs.
1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike count on Castro. Batting .216 this season with runners in scoring position. Puig's the one out at 2nd base. Puig hit an RBI double that scored Justin Upton from 1st base, yielding the first Angels run. 1 ball, 1 strike count. That's too high. Counts 2-1. The last fastball from Buehler was 96 miles per hour. Buehler over 60 pitches. And not quite out of the 4th inning yet. Glasnow also has a high pitch count as well. I'm not sure how far these 2 will go into the game with pitch counts that are becoming high. Counts 3-1. It's 99 miles per hour on that last pitch. 3 ball, 1 strike count, a hitter's count on Castro. The veteran catcher in his first season with the Angels. Here it is, 3-1. Outside, that's ball 4.
Now batting.
Buehler's thrown 14 strikes out of 22 pitches in this half inning. So a rather large pitch count, only 1 run so far given up. As Tyler Glasnow comes to the plate. Glasnow grounded out to third in his first at bat. Down low, counts 1-0. Glasnow, a former Pittsburgh Pirate. He was drafted in the 5th round of the 2011 draft by the Pirates. Pitched there for a few seasons, but not consistently. Really made a name for himself when the Rays let him consistently start when he was traded to the Rays in the middle of the 2018 season. Became known as an elite player in 2019 after he massively redeveloped, or not redeveloped, but after he improved his curveball and drove up the velocity on his fastball. And toward the beginning of this season, he was traded from the Rays to the Angels. He doesn't have any hits this season, and he strikes out there against Buehler. Glasnow yet to get a hit this season or driving a run. Buehler with 8 strikeouts. Top of the 4th inning's over, but Yasiel Puig against his former team hit this RBI double. Got the Angels on the board. It's 4-1 going to the bottom of the 4th. Heidi Watney's about to come on the screen, but I guarantee you she's not going to speak. Nope. She's not speaking. So I'll just tell you, you're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. My name is Nicholas Callis. The Dodgers and the Angels playing each other. A battle between the 2 Los Angeles teams. In Major League Baseball, the Dodgers from the National League, the Angels from the American League. 7, 8, 9 hitters do it for the Dodgers in this half inning. Matt Beatty, Gavin Lux, and Walker Buehler. It's been a rough start for both starters, though the damage is not even. Walker Buehler's had significantly less damage in the run column than Glasnow has. Glasnow gave up all 4 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Buehler gave up his first earned run in the 4th. Just last half inning. Strike 1 called on Beatty. The Angels were threatening, though, in the top of the 3rd. They got the bases loaded but failed to score any runs, but they did drive up Buehler's pitch count. It's upstairs, counts 1-1.
1-1.
It's one of the advantages a team could give itself to make the starting pitcher, the opposing team, throw many pitches and then have him become too fatigued to go deep into the game. 2-1s fouled off, the count even 2-2. The Dodgers sent 8 hitters to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd. And 4 of them came around to score. 2-2 pitch. The Dodgers still have 1 hit as a team as well. In that bottom of the 3rd inning, the Dodgers got a walk, had a runner reach on a fielder's choice, then another walk, which drove in a run. And then had the RBI double from Jock Peterson, which drove in 3. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Here's the pitch to Beatty. Outside ball 4. Glasnow continues to struggle with walks.
The batter, number 48.
Glasnow walked a batter in the 1st inning. And then walked 4 in the 3rd. So he's at 5 total walks now in the game as Gavin Lux comes to the plate. Lux started that Dodgers rally in the bottom of the 3rd. He walked to open up that half inning. That's down low, counts 1-0. So he essentially started the rally that ended in the Dodgers scoring 4 runs. One of the biggest mistakes from the Angels was from Albert Pujols when Walker Buehler was trying to bunt. Pujols tried to throw it to second. Lux beat out the throw to second, and then Buehler beat out the back end at first. So that put runners on first and second with nobody out instead of a runner at second and 1 out. And if the Angels wouldn't have gotten an out and everything else would have stayed the same, the Angels wouldn't have given up any runs. That's deep down the right field line, but that's foul, so Lux Missed a home run there. Counts 1-2. Swing and a miss. Castro kept it in front of him. Beatty trying to advance, and he does. So Glasnow does get the strikeout. That's his fourth, but Matt Beatty advances from first to second on what will be scored a wild pitch, and that's going to do it for Glasnow. Here comes Joe Madden. So Glasnow can't pitch out of the fourth inning. He pitched 3 1/3 officially, and Matt Beatty on second base is still his responsibility, so the book not officially closed on him yet, but at this moment, he's been charged with 4 earned runs. Here comes the long relief pitcher for the Angels. It's Matt Andriese. Making his 46th appearance of the year. He has a .618 earned run average and 110 2/3 innings. So he'll face Walker Buehler, who reached on a fielder's choice last inning. It's outside, counts 1-0. Buehler has a 100 average with runners in scoring position, and he also has 1 RBI. For a pitcher, Buehler not bad with the bat. That's strike 1. That was a 92-mile-per-hour fastball from Andriese. A significant drop in velocity from Glasnow's 98-ish mile-per-hour fastball. Glasnow at this point is in line for the loss. But there's still plenty of baseball left for the Angels to potentially make a comeback. Counts 1-2 on Buehler. Three-run game, bottom of the fourth. 1-2 strike count. Swinging a foul ball, the count still 1-2. The Dodgers almost certain to make playoffs in 2020. The Angels not so likely. Swing and a miss. Walker Buehler down on strikes. That's out number 2 in the bottom of the fourth. Matt Beatty still on second base.
Right fielder, Mookie Betts.
Top of the order coming back up now for the Dodgers. Here's Mookie Betts, who's 0 for 1 officially, but he didn't walk. Back at the bottom of the first. Ripped down the left field line, was just out in front of it though. It's foul. The count 0-1. Mookie Betts, the former Boston Red Sox, made his Major League debut in 2014 as his second baseman. Was moved to the outfield. Started consistently playing center and right field. And became the starting right fielder for the Red Sox because of his plus arm out and right, along, which was accompanied by the fact that he could hit really well and run quickly. He turned himself into a most valuable player, a silver slugger. Talented player, but he strikes out there. He's now 0 for 2. Matt Andriese strands Matt Beatty out at second base. The Dodgers fail to score in the bottom of the fourth. No runs on no hits, 1 walk in the inning, and 1 runner left on base. After 4 full innings, it's 4-1. The Dodgers lead the Angels. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Angels coming to bat here in the top of the 5th inning. Top of the order due up Tommy Listello, Mike Trout, and Anthony Rendon. Listello 2 for 7 in the whole series. He's 1 for 2 in this game. They got a hit yesterday when the Angels won 8-3. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. As that one's hit out to left field. Played by Jock Peterson. That's out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out to start the top of the 5th. Walker Buehler is still pitching. And here's a graphic of the wins leaders in the National League. Walker Buehler right now has the most with 17. Steven Strasburg 3 behind him with 14. Buehler not only has the most not only has the most wins in the National League, but he also has the most wins in Major League Baseball. Mike Trout at the plate. Trout 0 for 1, but he walked in a plate appearance. So he's reached base once. He's 0 for 1 officially. That's strike 1.
0
A couple of
1.
pitchers warming up now in the Dodgers bullpen. Like trying in on the left and Jesse Biddle, the one on the right. No ball, 1 strike count. Swing and a miss.
0 2.
Counts 0-2. Walker Buehler up to 71 pitches now in the game, but 46 of those pitches have been strikes. He's throwing well. No ball, 2 strike count. Outside, counts 1-2. 1-2 on Mike Trout, the reigning most valuable player in the American League. Last year, he won his 3rd most valuable player award since being in the majors. Won his 1st in 2014, won his 2nd in 2016.
2-2.
Counts even 2-2. Mike Trout also had a career-high 47 home runs last season. Two ball, 2 strike count. Too high. Counts full 3-2. No, and I correct myself. Trout had 45, which was still a career high. He was 2 away from Troy Glaus's 47, which would have been an Angels franchise record had he passed that, but he did not. He had an injury toward the end of the season. The Angels just shut him down. The Angels didn't make playoffs last season. So Trout was unable to pass that mark. Full count pitch, swing, and a foul ball. Count still full 3-2. Strike 3 called. Mike Trout down on strikes. Walker Buehler has struck out 9.
The third baseman.
I mentioned this already, but here's a graphic just to show where Walker Buehler is on the earned run average leaderboard. Buehler with a 1.88, the only one in Major League Baseball to this point in the year with an earned run average under 2. And if he keeps the Angels at 1, his ERA will go down slightly, but it'll stay below 2. Rendon at the plate now. Rendon 0 for 2. Just signed with the Angels this past offseason.
1-1.
Silver Slugger in the National League last season. Also a World Series champion with the Nationals. And Dodgers fans certainly not happy to see him back in this stadium. Rendon was a huge part of the Game 5.
Nope.
The Nationals made a comeback. Rendon and Juan Soto went back-to-back off Clayton Kershaw. That tied the game at 3, and the Nationals later won in extra innings after Howie Kendrick hit a grand slam off Joe Kelly.
2-2.
Swing and a miss, counts 2-2. Joe Kelly still in the Dodgers bullpen. And this Dodgers team, not too different from last season. If anything, they've gotten better with acquisitions such as Mookie Betts, David Price, and Mitch Garver. Swinging a fly ball out to right field. Mookie Betts seems to be tracking it. Betts makes the catch. And the top of the 5th inning is over. The Angels get no runs on no hits and leave no runners on base. About halfway through this game, it's 4-1. The Dodgers lead the Angels. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 2-3-4 hitters due up for the Dodgers in this half inning. Cody Bellinger, Justin Turner, and Corey Seeger. Bellinger started the year off as the cleanup hitter, but he got cold, so Dave Roberts moved him to number 2 in the order. His average still hasn't been great, but his run-producing numbers have. That's the reason why he's been moved up to 2 in the order. Just a scarier bat to have toward the top, and then Corey Seager, who got hot this year, doing the cleanup hitting. Counts 1-2. The Dodgers did start off the year well, but they've gotten hot recently. They've won 5 in a row. And they now have the best record in Major League Baseball. The Twins are the team that could say that for the majority of the year, but the Dodgers getting hot recently. The Twins getting rather cold. The Twins got past, and the Dodgers now have the best record, 88-46. Here's Tyler Glass now, and his numbers from his outing today. 3 1/3 innings pitched to give up 1 hit. He walked 5 batters in total, though. Gave up 4 earned runs. 3 of those earned runs came on the only hit from the Dodgers to this point. It was a Jock Peterson double that cleared the bases. Dodgers had the bases loaded when Peterson hit that double. So 3 runs came around to score. The other RBI credited to this man, Justin Turner, who walked with the bases loaded, and so a run came in to score. That was the Dodgers' first run. And Peterson a couple batters later hit the double that brought home 3. Counts 2-1.
2-1.
So it hasn't been too much of an impressive offensive outing for the Dodgers in this game. They've just been patient. They've walked. They've gotten runners on. And they got 1 big hit that put them up at the time by 4, and they have a 3-run lead at this point in the game. Turner grounds out there. Now 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. And here's Corey Seeger. Seeger's 0 for 2. He's flown out and grounded out in this game. He got 2 hits in yesterday's game where the Dodgers lost 8-3. So far in this game, no hits, but now facing a new pitcher in Matt Andriese, who came in with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th to replace Tyler Glasnow, who at this point is in line for the loss. The Dodgers winning recently, just giving them not only the best record in the National League, but the best record in Major League Baseball. The Twins now have the 2nd best record in Major League Baseball at 87-46. It's still close, but the Twins had an exponential lead over the Dodgers for the best record in Major League Baseball. The Twins got cold, including 3 straight losses to the Tigers in a series. It's been a rough go for them, and that's benefited the Dodgers. The Dodgers go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th. After 5 full innings, it's 4-1. The Dodgers still lead. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Angels in this half inning. Justin Upton, Albert Pujols, and Yasiel Puig. Justin Upton 1 for 2 in this game. He singled. He singled in the 4th inning, and later scored on Yasiel Puig's RBI double. Walker Buehler now at 86 pitches during this 6th inning. He's doing well. He's nearing 10 strikeouts. Popped into the air, left side, right into the shift. Seeger will call off everybody in the vicinity, though. Seeger makes the catch. That's out number 1.
Up next for the Angels.
1 out top of the 6th, and here comes the number 5 hitter, Albert Pujols. Pujols 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out in this game so far. Pujols was the designated hitter most recently. That was up until Matt Thaiss got cold. First of all, Pujols was on the injured list, and then Matt Thaiss got cold. So Pujols, when he came back, played first base. Thaiss got sent down.
The right fielder.
But no designated hitter in the lineup for this game, with the Dodgers being host as a National League team. And with that, Pujols on first with a single. 1 out, top of the 6th. Here comes Dave Roberts. So Walker Buehler done through close to 90 pitches. He is eligible for the win. Pitched well, and he leaves this game with the Dodgers in the lead. Here comes Blake Treinen, making his 57th appearance of the year. He has a .317 earned run average in 54 innings pitched this season. The Angels are very familiar with Blake Treinen. Treinen used to pitch in the AL West. He was a part of the Oakland Athletics. And they qualified for the wild card game in 2018 and 2019. They were one of the better teams in the American League. Couldn't get past the Yankees or the Rays, though, in the last couple seasons. The Angels have struggled over the last few years as well. The last time they made playoffs was in 2014, and they won the AL West that year. That very same Athletics team, not the very same team, but the Athletics in 2014 had the best record in Major League Baseball, got cold toward the later part of the year, and the Angels came in, took the division lead, had the best record in Major League Baseball. The Athletics got so cold that they fell to the second wild card spot, and they ended up losing in extra innings to the Royals after they gained a couple different leads in that game. A crazy 2014 postseason where the Royals and Giants made it to the World Series. Only the second time in Major League Baseball history the two wild card teams ran all the way to the World Series. Yasiel Puig down on strikes. That's out number 2. Well-placed pitch from Treinen. And Puig just frozen. That's out number 2. 2 out, top of the 6th. There's Andrelton Simmons. A couple of righties warming up now in the Dodgers bullpen. Dylan Floro and Pedro Paez. But Simmons 0 for 2. He struck out and lined out in this game. Takes ball 1 there. The AL West has been competitive over the last decade. The only team not to win the AL West in the 2010s decade was the Seattle Mariners. Every other team, though, won it at least once in the past decade. The Dodgers are on the complete flip side. The NL West has not been competitive over the last decade. The Giants won the NL West in 2012, the last team to win the division, because the Dodgers have won the NL West from 2013 to 2019, and unless they get cold in September, the Dodgers likely to win it in 2020 as well, making it the 8th straight year they win the division. That's in the left center field. That's into the gap and against the wall for a hit. Peterson gets it in. Pujols stopped at third, and Simmons aboard at second with a 2-out double.
Now back, the catcher.
So Pujols is the responsibility of Buehler, so if he scores, that run will be charged to Buehler, but that would end the book for him. But officially, the book is not closed on Buehler yet. And this game not out of hand either. A potential tying runs at the plate for the Angels, and Jason Castro, who has doubled and walked in this game so far. That's outside. Castro got the first hit of the game when he hit a double in the 3rd inning off Walker Buehler. And that started the Angels' rally in that inning. The Angels got the bases loaded in the 3rd inning, but failed to score any runs. The Dodgers, on the other hand, in the bottom of the 3rd inning, got the bases loaded and came through by scoring 4. That's grounded to second. Lux plays, throws to Beatty. That's out number 3, and the top of the 6th inning is over. So the Angels get no runs on a couple hits, and they leave 2 runners in scoring position. After 5.5 innings, it's the Dodgers 4 and the Angels 1. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for the Dodgers in this half inning. Jock Peterson, Mitch Garver, and Matt Beatty. Peterson with arguably not arguably, he did have the biggest hit of the game so far. He had a 3-run double back in the 3rd inning to give the Dodgers a 4-0 lead at the time. They still lead this game, but it's a 3-run deficit now for the Angels. 4-1 the score. Counts 0-2. But the Dodgers have had 1 hit in this game, and it was Jock Peterson's double. The rest of their base runners have reached on walks, and there was one fielder's choice where Walker Buehler was able to reach after bunting. But it's certainly been an unorthodox game in terms of how the Dodgers have been able to score, but they got the bases loaded. They got 1 run in on a bases loaded walk, and Jock Peterson did the rest with a double. Now that pitch into left field, the Dodgers now have 2 hits as a team, both of them coming from Peterson. Another double for him. And he's in scoring position with nobody out. Peterson now with 20 doubles on the season. Take a look at this. That was an outside pitch. Peterson went with it, so the shift not helping the Angels here. And even if they would have been playing straight up, that still very well might have gone over the head of Justin Upton. So Peterson at second. Nobody out. Here's Mitch Garver, who takes inside. Counts 1-0. Matt Andriese still on the mound. He came in to pitch for Tyler Glasnow with 1 out in the 4th inning. Andriese has yet to give up an earned run. 1 ball, no strike count. That's outside. Counts 2-0. The Dodgers scored all 4 of their runs in the 3rd inning. The Angels got their first and only run in the 4th. As that's fouled off the count 2-1, and both Dodger hits belong to Jock Peterson. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. The Angels won yesterday, and the Dodgers leading in the middle third of this game. 2-ball, 2-strike count now. Strike 3, called over the inside edge. Garver just frozen at that at bat. Andriese now with 4 strikeouts. That's the first out.
Now batting.
They're in the bottom of the 6th. Well-placed pitch. Garver, not too much to argue about that. Got a good part of the plate. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. There's Matt Beatty, who's 0 for 1. He walked in the 4th inning. How's that one to the right side? Played by Tommy Listella. Goes to Albert Pujols. That's out number 2. Meanwhile, Peterson advanced from 2nd to 3rd.
Now batting. Number 48.
There comes Gavin Lux with 2 outs. At the bottom of the 6th inning. Lux walked and later scored back in the 3rd inning. But 0 for 1 officially. That's a bit low. It counts 1-0. 2 Major League Baseball teams from Los Angeles playing each other. The Angels from the American League, the Dodgers from the National League, as that one's hit toward left field. Justin Upton running after it. Upton makes the catch, and the bottom of the 6th inning has come to an end. So the Dodgers get no runs on a hit, and they leave a runner in scoring position after 6 full innings. It's 4-1. The Dodgers still lead. Dave Roberts coming out to talk to the home plate umpire, which usually indicates that a double switch is coming. So let's listen and see what the substitutions are.
These changes for the Dodgers. Now pitching and batting in the 8th spot. Number 17, Joe Kelly. Now playing pinch hitting for the Angels. Number 22, David Fletcher.
David Fletcher will come in. He'll pinch hit for Matt Andriese. Dylan Floro and Pedro Baez still warming up in the Dodgers bullpen. First pitch to Fletcher is ripped down the left field line. Headed toward the wall. It's going to one-hop into the stands. That'll be an automatic double for David Fletcher. So right off the bench, he swings first pitch and gets himself a double. So Fletcher in scoring position with nobody out. So what I wanted to mention on the double switch was that Joe Kelly is now in the 8th spot. So the pitcher's spot is 8th in the order. And there's somebody new playing second base and batting 9th. So that new player will bat to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. Fortunately, the public address announcer cut off the name before we could hear it. So either Chris Taylor or Kike Hernandez, or Austin Barnes for that matter, could be any of them. We're all able to play second base. Counts 0-2 on Listella. So we'll see exactly who it was. The only other bench player for the Dodgers is Will Smith, but he's strictly a catcher.
1-2.
Counts 1-2. Will Smith and A.J. Pollock, but Pollock's also a left fielder, so it's fouled off the count. Still 1-2. So there are now 4 players left on the Dodgers bench. Again, Pollock, Smith are the 2 guaranteed, and then the 3 others who could play second base, Barnes, Taylor, and or Hernandez. But at the bottom of the 7th, we'll figure out who it is when he comes to the plate. Even count on Listella, who's 1 for 3 in this game. He hits that pitch softly toward right. Betts on the run. Can't make the play. So it falls in front of him. Betts throws it straight home. Listella stops on first, and David Fletcher advances from first to third on the play. Betts might have had an opportunity to dive for that ball, but elected not to. Played it safely, so each runner advances just 1 base. Here comes Mike Trout. Trout right now representing the potential tying run. A player who has 22 home runs and 60 RBIs. Down low, counts 1-0. Joe Kelly, the one on the mound, a former St. Louis Cardinal. He was a starter for them toward the beginning of this decade. Didn't do too well, though. Played for the Red Sox toward the middle of the decade and became a relief pitcher where he had less stamina but threw at higher velocity. That made him a valuable setup pitcher for them. He won the World Series of the Red Sox in 2018, and then in the 2018-2019 offseason he signed with the Dodgers, the team that the Red Sox beat that year. Out of the 7 years that the Dodgers most recently won the division, they made it to the World Series twice, and they have no World Series championships. A line drive single into right field. Mike Trout picks up his 61st RBI of the season. That was a low pitch. Trout stayed right on it, got the barrel of the bat to the ball. Struck it well into right field. David Fletcher scores from third base. It's now a 4-2 ball game. Tommy Listella now on second, and Trout aboard at first for Anthony Rendon, who has 69 RBIs this season and 19 home runs. Also a .314 average, which is quite respectable, but hasn't done any damage in this game. He's 0 for 3. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. The Angels won yesterday. The Dodgers leading toward the later part of this game, but the Angels threatening again. Counts 2-0. The Angels' last biggest threat was in the third inning when they got the bases loaded but failed to score at all. The Dodgers have had the lead since the third inning. The Dodgers have scored all 4 of their runs in the third. The Angels got a run in the fourth and a run here in the seventh. And they're not done threatening. Counts 3-0. Justin Upton on deck. Upton, the American League leader in home runs. He also has 97 RBIs on the season. Anthony Rendon in the driver's seat. It's a 3-ball, no-strike count. Kelly's pitch coming. Rendon taking all the way. The count's 3-1. So Trout has rather good speed at first base. So a ball in the gap might likely score Mike Trout, which would tie the game. Down low, that's ball 4, and danger now for the Dodgers. The bases are loaded, and one of the best hitters this year is coming to the plate, and that's not going to be Joe Kelly's responsibility. Dylan Floro will have to deal with the big hitter. Floro making his 50th appearance of the season. He has a 3 earned run average, a 3 even earned run average in 45 innings pitched this season. So not a huge sample size, but a pivotal spot in this game. Upton singled and scored back in the 4th inning. And he's batting here with the bases loaded and nobody out. One of the toughest situations to get out of as a pitcher. Joe Kelly is responsible for all 3 runners on base, so the book not closed on him yet. And if the runner on first, Rendon, comes around to score, Joe Kelly will be eligible to lose this game. This is quite the pivotal situation here. Grounded toward third. Turner to Hernandez, but it's off the base. A run comes in to score.
The first baseman, number 5, Albert.
That was a huge play there, so we figured out who's playing second. It's Kike Hernandez. That leaves Taylor, Barnes, Pollock, and Smith on the Dodgers bench, so mystery solved. As that's popped softly into center. All the runners trying to advance. Bellinger can't make the play. And another run comes in to score. This game is tied.
Up next for the Angels, the right fielder, Yasiel.
Oh, not good for the Dodgers right now. The Dodgers had a potential double play when Justin Upton grounded it to third, but Turner's throw pulled Hernandez off the base. And there was no return throw, so Upton reached first. And then Albert Pujols hit a soft fly ball into left center that dropped. Pujols now has 2 hits in this game, and he just picked up his first RBI. Now Puig ahead in the count. That's fouled off, the count 1-1. The Dodgers haven't scored since the 3rd inning. The Angels put up a run in the 4th. And have dropped 3 on the Dodgers here in the 7th. Still nobody out, and the base is still loaded. Angels caught a break on the error by Turner at third base. They've just been stringing together walks and hits, and there's another hit. 1 run scores. Here comes the second. Throws right there from Bellinger, and the tag applied to Upton. So the Dodgers able to get it out, but the Angels have taken the lead on that Yasiel Puig single. Puig now has a couple RBIs in the game. Scoring from third was Anthony Rendon. Now a ground ball towards second. Hernandez plays, flips to Seeger for 1. Back to first, double play. So Simmons grounds into an inning-ending double play, 4-6-3. Puig out at second, Simmons out at first, but the Angels strike for 4 in that half inning, and they've taken the lead going into the bottom of the 7th. Here's Joe Madden now, a potential double switch coming, so let's listen and see what happens.
Your attention, please. These changes for the Angels. Now pitching and batting in the 6th, number 46, Ryan Buchter. Now playing right field and batting 9, number 10, Kristen Love.
So the double switch for the Angels. Yasiel Puig taken out of the game, so he's no longer playing right. The pitcher spot now in the 6th spot in the order. Ryan Buchter on the mound for the Angels. He's now batting in the 6th spot, so the pitcher spot for the Angels in the 6th spot, and batting 9th and playing right field is Tristan Lutz. 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Dodgers. Kike Hernandez, Mookie Betts, and Cody Bellinger. The Dodgers now playing without the lead. They had the lead since the 3rd inning. They gave it up in the top of the 7th. Hernandez came in as a part of a double switch. Gavin Lux got taken out of the game. Pitcher spot for the Dodgers is 8th in the order, and Hernandez took over playing second, and he's in the 9th spot in the order.
Ball 4.
That's ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to start the bottom of the 7th.
Up next to the Dodgers, the right fielder.
So there's not bad news, but rather good news for each starting pitcher. Neither of them will get a decision in this game. So Buehler, despite striking out all those batters and giving up 1 earned run in his start, he won't get a decision. Tyler Glass now, I'm sure, relieved that he won't get a decision. He gave up 4 earned runs in the 3rd inning, and he was on the hook for the loss, but no more. So depending on which pitcher it is, that'd be good or bad news. But no decision for either starting pitcher. It'll be a bullpen decision to this point, and not clear enough yet to predict a likely winner. It's a close game. Rounded to third, played by Rendon. To Listella for 1. Over to Pujols, double play. Out at second, Hernandez out at first, Betts. So leadoff walk erased on the double play. 2 outs, base is empty, bottom of the 7th.
Cody.
I was right at Rendon. Look at that. He started to pivot already. Got his speed set. Made a quick, strong throw to second. And Listella turned it well from second to first. And 2 outs recorded. So here's Cody Bellinger, who's 0 for 2. He walked earlier in the game and came around to score. The walk was back in the 3rd inning. The Dodgers have reached base mostly on walks. Overall, they have 4 runs on 2 hits. 3 of their runs came on the 1 hit, but every other time they've reached, it was one fielder's choice, but most other hitters reached on walks. Throw to second, tag applied by Listella. Bellinger out at second. The throw from Upton and left was accurate. So Bellinger can't extend that to extra bases, and that will hurt the Dodgers. They have 3 hits now as a team, but they trail this game 5-4 going to the 8th inning.
Your attention, please.
New pitcher on the mound now for the Dodgers. It's Jesse Biddle, making his 20th appearance of the year as a 4.58 ERA in 19 2/3 innings pitched. Biddle was called up to the Cincinnati Reds right before the trade deadline. They needed some extra pitching, and then the Reds decided that they wanted to deal him to the Dodgers, so he's been in the Dodgers bullpen ever since that trade was executed. Has decent numbers, not a large sample size either, so Not too much to judge him on yet, though the season's coming to an end, and we'll see how effective he is toward the end of the year, and whether that'll impact him making the playoff roster or being used very much during the playoffs. Again, the Dodgers are likely to make playoffs. They have the best record in Major League Baseball right now, and they have a 17-game lead over the Padres for first place in the West. The NL West right now, the only division that has two teams mathematically eliminated from winning it. Counts even 2-2. Jason Castro at the plate. 8-9 one-hitters due up for the Angels. It's Castro, then Lutz. And back to the top for Listella. That's belted toward right field. Back goes Betts toward the wall. It's gone. Not only have the Astros doubled their lead to 2, but Castro just hit his 100th career home run. Been in the big leagues for almost 10 years now. There it is, a hanging breaking ball. Belted into the right field seats, and those landed in the seats too, not by the stairs where some fans walked to get up to the seats. Now that went straight into the seats. Jason Castro, 100 career home runs.
The right fielder, number 10.
There's Tristan Lutz at the plate now. A couple pitchers now warming up in the Dodgers bullpen. Lutz batting .272 with 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. The Angels had a weird situation with their outfield this year. Mike Trout got hurt, and Brian Goodwin was playing right. He was moved to center, and it was Nick Martini at first who was called up to play right field. Then the Angels traded away Brian Goodwin to the Red Sox, where he hasn't played too much, but the Angels were without experienced outfielders, so then Tristan Lutz was called up.
1-2.
And it was tough for the Angels, too, because Joe Adell, one of their top outfield prospects, was on the injured list, too, from the minor leagues. And he had a sustained injury. So Lutz got called up and got thrown into the mix. So far, he's been doing well. But it's just been a weird year for the Angels outfield. It's been stabilized a bit since Nick Martini's been doing well. Justin Upton still been a strong hitter, and Mike Trout got activated from the injured list. One out top of the 8th, there's Tommy Listella. He was 2 for 4 in this game. He's hit a couple singles, and he scored once. Counts 0-1. Listella's in his 2nd year with the Angels now. Former Atlanta Brave and Chicago Cub. Played most of the infield positions, 3rd base, 2nd base, and 1st base. Though with the Angels, he's been mostly a 2nd baseman. Counts even 1-1. The Angels lead at 6-4. The Dodgers scored all 4 of their runs in the 3rd inning. They had a bases-loaded walk issued to Justin Turner, and then Jock Peterson hit a bases-clearing double. That's grounded to second. Hernandez plays. Throws to Beatty. That's out number 2. Okay, Jock Peterson had a bases-clearing double, so it scored 3 runs. That gave them 4 total. The Angels scored their first run in the 4th inning after Yasiel Puig hit an RBI double. Scored Justin Upton from first base. Offense was minimal after that, but in the 7th inning, the Angels broke out with 4 runs. They scored on a couple hits and an error. Then in the top of the 8th inning, Jason Castro hit his 100th career home run, and that gave the Angels an extra run. So they now have 6, and they lead by 2. Mike Trout's batting with 2 outs. The base is empty here in the top of the 8th inning. Counts 0-1.
1-1.
Strike 2 called.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
We're going to pop up. Right side and foul. The count still 1-2. 61 and 72 third place Angels in the AL West playing the 88 and 46 first place Los Angeles Dodgers. Counts 2-2. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. The Angels won yesterday, and they've made a comeback in this game. And they're in position to potentially sweep this short 2-game set. That's caught by Matt Beatty in foul territory. The top of the 8th inning is over. Mike Trout just popped out, but the real hero of the inning, Jason Castro. He hit his solo home run. That made it 6-4, and it is 6-4. It is 6-4 going to the bottom of the 8th.
Ladies and gentlemen.
New pitcher on the mound now for the Angels.
Now pitching
Ty Buttrey making his 20th appearance of the year. He has an 8.22 earned run average, but not in a large sample size. He's pitched in 15 1/3 innings this season. 3, 4, 5 hitters do it for the Dodgers in this half inning. Justin Turner, Corey Seeger, and Jock Peterson. Justin Turner 0 for 2, but he did walk once, walking the bases loaded, which netted him a run batted in. That was back in the 3rd inning. Pop up. Ty Buttrey starting with a high velocity early. That one 99 miles per hour on that last pitch. No ball, 1 strike count. Outside counts 1-1. Cam Bedrosian, the one on the right, and Hansel Robles, the closer of the Angels, the one on the left. It's been a well-contested game so far.
That's the ball.
The Dodgers in total have 4 runs on 3 hits. In the 3rd inning where they scored 4 runs, there was only 1 hit. It was the Jock Peterson bases clearing double. They scored their other run, though, when Justin Turner walked, but they had 1 batter reach on a fielder's choice.
Ball.
Everybody else reached on walks. The Dodgers got another hit from Jock Peterson later in the game, and
That's low. Ball 4. Take the base.
last inning, Cody Bellinger got the first hit that wasn't from Jock Peterson. He hit a single, and they got thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. Justin Turner walks again. He's walked for the 2nd time now in the game, so he's aboard at first with nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. And here comes Corey Seeger, who had 2 hits in yesterday's game, but has no hits in 3 official at-bats in this game. Here's Buttrey's pitch. That's right down the middle and belted to left center field. That's going to fall. Turner around second. He's trying for third as Upton plays it. Turner rounds third. He's coming home. The relay from Simmons is late. Turner scores from first base. That's an RBI double for Corey Seager, his 24th double of the year, and it's now a 1-run game. That was well struck. That pitch was right over the heart of the plate. Seager took advantage, and now he's in scoring position, so the potential tying run now in scoring position, and Dave Roberts puts Chris Taylor out there, the quicker runner. So Taylor in scoring position, he runs well and can also play shortstop, so no need for 2 substitutions. Dave Roberts making the move there. Here's Jock Peterson, who fouls that first pitch off, counts 0-1. Peterson has half of the Dodger hits in this game. He has 2 of the 4. A couple doubles. One of those doubles brought home 3 runs. And he's in another run-scoring spot here. Dodgers have scored 5 runs on 4 hits.
That's the ball.
It's a rarity in baseball. You rarely see a team have more runs than hits in a game. Right now, the Dodgers, that's the case for them. The Dodgers are starting a 4-game series with the Padres here at Dodger Stadium tomorrow. The Angels have an off day tomorrow, and then we'll start a 3-game series over the weekend with the Mariners. Counts 1-2. One ball, 2 strike count. Just a bit outside, counts 2-2. Swing and a miss. A little strikeout there from Ty Buttrey. That gets Jock Peterson out of the batter's box and puts an out on the board.
Mitch Garver.
Chris Taylor in scoring position, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. There's Mitch Garver, who is 0 for 3 and has just 1 hit in 6 at-bats in the series. That's a high fly ball deep into left center field. Upton racing back. That one hops the wall. Taylor tagged at second, so he didn't get a good jump. He advances just 1 base. Garver into second with a double. And he's improved his hitting streak to 6 games with that extra base hit. But now the Dodgers not only in position to tie the game, but Garver in scoring position, and not only that, A.J. Pollock comes off the bench and will pinch run for Mitch Garver, so extra speed out there at second base, and that makes it likely for Pollock to score on an extra base hit. Now Matt Beatty gets the free pass, so the Angels
Up next to the Dodgers.
intentionally load the bases, 1 out, so that puts the double play, the forced double play in order.
Your attention, please.
And a pitching substitution made. Cam Bedrosian comes into the game, making his 44th appearance of the season. Has a .225 earned run average and 40 innings pitched on the year.
He's hitting to the Dodgers. Number 16.
And so the 8th spot is the pitcher spot for the Dodgers now. That was the result of a double switch that happened earlier in the game. So Will Smith will come off the bench, and he will pinch hit. Pivotal spot, bases loaded, 1 out. And with Mitch Garver being taken out of the game for the pinch runner A.J. Pollock, it's likely that Smith will stay in the game. Dave Roberts likely to execute a double switch and keep Smith at the catcher position in the 8th spot in the order. No ball, 1 strike count. Swing and a miss, counts 0-2. This has been quite a game, and it's starting to boil late. Dodgers again with the bases loaded. Smith down on the count. That's in the dirt. Blocked by Castro. No advance from any of the runners on base. So count 1-2. Taylor on third. Pollock on second. And Beatty on first. Will Smith at the plate. He's a pinch hitter. Bedrosian just came into the game. Swing and a miss. A crucial strikeout there. That puts 2 outs on the board for the Angels. And Kike Hernandez, the number 9 hitter, will come up to the plate. Kike Hernandez walked in the 7th inning in his first plate appearance. He came in as the result of a double switch. Gavin Lux got taken out of the game. He got put at second base and put in the number 9 spot. The pitcher spot was moved to 8th in the order, and that was the double switch that eventually led to Will Smith pinch hitting in that last at bat. 1 ball, no strike count. Strike called on the inside edge. Count even 1-1. The Dodgers were threatening like this back in the 3rd inning, and they did come through with 4 runs. They put up 1 here in the 8th. But they're still trailing a run. Swing and a miss, counts 1-2. Jason Castro hit a home run in the top of the 8th inning, which, seeing this bottom of the 8th inning, makes that home run seem that much more important. The Angels still have the lead. Got 1 big hit. They give the Dodgers the lead again. Counts even 2-2. Swing and a miss. The Dodgers sent away with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th inning. They put up a run, but they can't tie the game or take the lead despite getting the bases loaded. So there will be a few substitutions now coming for the Dodgers. Chris Taylor takes over for Corey Seeger at short. Now doing the catching. No, that's going to change. A.J. Pollock, I'm sure, will not be doing the catching. But he pinch ran for somebody. Pedro Baez now in the game, making his 44th appearance of the season. Has a .383 earned run average and 42 1/3 innings pitched. Okay, A.J. Pollock is staying in the game to do the catching, which we'll see how that goes. But 3, 4, 5 hitters do it for the Angels. Anthony Rendon, Justin Upton, and Albert Pujols. The Angels still have a lead. It's by 1 run. They still have it. The Angels put up 1 in the 4th. They put up 4 in the 7th and 1 in the 8th. The Dodgers scored 4 of their 5 runs in the 3rd inning, put up 1 in the bottom of the 8th inning, but they left the bases loaded. The Dodgers had the bases loaded with 1 out and could not drive home the tying run. Counts 2-1. So A.J. Pollock's doing the catching, and he is an outfielder with little to no experience at the catcher position. Will Smith came into the game. I assumed that he would take over at catcher, but that didn't happen. So A.J. Pollock just missed that breaking ball, and that one misses low. Counts 3-1.
3 balls and 1 strike.
So far, he's got 3 of the 4 pitches that Baez has thrown, which is over 50%. Rendon, the one at the plate, he's 0 for 3 in this game. 3 ball, 1 strike count. That's ripped out toward right center field. That will split the gap. And it's off the wall. Rendon on his way to second. Betts plays it, gets it in quickly. And a leadoff double for the Angels off the bat of Anthony Rendon. His 44th double of the season. And Anthony Rendon has extended his hitting streak. It's now at 9 games. Wish we could replay the crack of the bat off that one, but that was right down the middle. Rendon squared it up, and he's aboard in scoring position with nobody out. Here's Justin Upton. He was 1 for 4. He hit a single, drove in a run, and scored a run himself. He's now 2 for 7 in the series. Upton hit a home run in yesterday's game, which allowed him to extend his American League leading home run total to 46, and he tied Ronald Acuna Jr. for the Major League lead with 46 home runs.
Ball. 2 up.
If one or both of them, Justin Upton or Ronald Acuna Jr., gets hot in September, they could very well scrape the realms of 60 home runs this season.
2-1 to count.
Likely possibility. Both of them have displayed unreal amounts of power this season. Paul Goldschmidt could make it up into the 50s as well. He's at 43 home runs.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
3 players with over 40 home runs right now in Major League Baseball. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Chop foul. The count still even 2-2 on Upton. Veteran outfielder for the Angels. Sometimes platoons as a designated hitter, but with the Dodgers hosting this game, there is no designated hitter. Ripped down the right field line and foul. The count still even 2-2. Anthony Rendon on second base. He doubled to open up this top of the 9th inning. Baez with a 2-2. Swing and a pop-up. That'll go foul behind the plate, so the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Too high, count full 3-2. Albert Pujols awaiting on deck for the Angels. Swing and a miss. Challenge fastball. And Baez wins. Sets out number 1.
Up next for the Angels.
Now batting is Albert Pujols. He's 2 for 4. A couple singles, one of which brought home a run. Rendon still on second. Swing and a pop fly up on the first base area. Matt Beatty makes the catch. That's out number 2.
Now batting, the pitcher.
So each team had 1 breakout inning for scoring as Joe Adell comes off the bench. He's going to pinch hit now. The Dodgers scored 4 of their 5 runs in the 3rd inning. The Angels got their first in the 4th. The Angels put up 4 in the 7th. They got a solo home run from Jason Castro in the 8th. That made it 6-4, and the Dodgers left the bases loaded but brought home 1 run in the bottom of the 8th inning to make it a 1-run game. And now Liddell comes off the bench, hits a single. They're going to try to score Rendon from second, and he does. Joe Liddell right off the bench hits an RBI double. That extends the Angels' lead. It's now a 2-run deficit for the Dodgers. 7-5 is the score. 2 outs, top of the 9th. Joe Liddell runs well. He's in scoring position. Andrelton Simmons, the one at the plate. 1 for 4 in this game, and he now has 2 hits. Betts plays it on the hop. Adell will try to score from second. Betts' throw is offline. Adell scores. And it's now an 8-5 game. The Angels extend their lead again. Good hitting from Andrelton Simmons. There was an outside pitch that he took the other way. Hit it softly enough that Betts couldn't play it in the air. And Adell, who runs well from second, got a good jump with 2 outs. He scored. And the Angels continue to lead just by a greater margin now. Here's Jason Castro batting with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Andrelton Simmons on first, and on the first pitch, grounds it to first. Matt Beatty steps on the bag himself, and that ends the top of the 9th inning. The Angels strike for 2 more runs, extending their lead to 3. They lead at 8-5 going to the bottom of the 9th. Top of the order, do it for the Dodgers. Their last chance to make a comeback.
Your attention, please.
New pitcher on the mound now for the Angels, and it's their closer. It's Hansel Robles. Making his 52nd appearance of the year, and he has an opportunity to earn his 39th save of the season. They'll face the top of the Dodgers order: Mookie Betts, Cody Bellinger, and Justin Turner. Ball 1 upstairs. Mookie Betts, the one at the plate. Betts 2 for 5 lifetime off Robles. Betts has also hit a home run. These two have seen each other a decent amount back when Betts played for the Red Sox. 2 American League pitchers. Or not 2 American League pitchers, 2 American League players. Long foul ball, count 1-1. Swinging a foul ball, the count now 1-2. Down low just a bit, counts even 2-2.
2-2.
Check swing, but that's a committed swing to the home plate umpire. That's out number 1. And here's a graphic of the league leaders for saves. Hansel Robles tied with Roberto Ozuna right now for the 3rd most. They both have 38. Hansel Robles looking for his 39th, and 2 top saves leaders each have 40 in the AL. Cody Bellinger up now. He takes strike 1. Bellinger 1 for 3. That last fastball from Robles, 99 miles per hour. Swinging a pop-up, another 99 mile per hour fastball. Counts 0-2. That's fouled off. Count still 0-2. So between these 2 teams, there are 4 former Most Valuable Player Award winners. Cody Bellinger, one of them. He's the reigning NL MVP. Mike Trout, the reigning AL MVP. Both those players center fielders as well. Albert Pujols last won it in 2008. And Mookie Betts won it with the Red Sox in 2018.
The third baseman,
Bellinger strikes out there. That's out number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts for Robles. And the Dodgers have just 1 out to work with. And Justin Turner is responsible for it right now. Turner 0 for 2. He's walked a couple times in this game. And one of those walks brought home a run. He walked with the bases loaded back in inning number 3. 1 ball, no strike count. Toward the middle, played by Listello on the backhand, sets his feet, but it's not in time. Justin Turner gets himself his first hit of the game. That's an infield single.
the batter, number 3.
So the Dodgers still alive in the game. The baton passed now to Corey Seeger. Excuse me, Chris Taylor. Corey Seeger got a hit in the 8th inning and then was pinch ran for by Chris Taylor. So Taylor, now the one batting. He takes ball 1. Taylor, a .321 hitter with 8 home runs and 26 RBIs this season. He's a platoon outfielder. He plays left field when a left-handed starting pitcher's on the mound against the Dodgers. Jock Peterson, the one playing left field in this game because a right-handed starter was on the mound. Hansel Robles in line for the save. Neither of the starting pitchers in this game will get a decision, Walker Buehler or Tyler Glasnow. Strike 1 called. Two ball, 1 strike count. Strike 2 called, and now the Dodgers have 1 strike to work with. 2 ball, 2 strike count. On the ground toward third, Rendon throws to Listella, covering second. Turner's out at second, and this game has come to a conclusion. Final score, 8-5. The Angels beat the Dodgers, and the Angels have swept this 2-game set against their cross-city rival. So the Angels, 2 straight wins. We'll have another off day coming up tomorrow before they start a 3-game series at T-Mobile Park against the Mariners. The Dodgers, who are on a 5-game winning streak coming into this series, have now lost 2 straight. And they'll be playing tomorrow. They'll be starting a 4-game series with their division rivals, the San Diego Padres. Matt Andriese earned the win, his 9th of the year out of the bullpen. Joe Kelly got the loss. Victor Robles with the save. He struck out 2 batters, gave up 1 hit, but he kept the deficit at 3 runs, didn't give up any. And he earns the save. Quite a lopsided game in terms of hit totals. The Dodgers, for the majority of the game, had 4 runs on 1 hit. They finished with 5 runs on 6 hits. They committed an error as a team. The Angels, though, had 8 runs on 15 hits. The Dodgers had a 4-1 lead going toward the middle part of the game, and the Angels finally broke out with the bats in the top of the 7th. They scored 4 runs to take the lead. They got an important insurance run in the top of the 8th inning. It was 6-5 after the Dodgers scored in the bottom of the 8th. And then in the 9th, the Angels got 2 more runs, making it a 3-run deficit, and that yielded the final because the Dodgers did not score at all in the bottom of the 9th inning. Jason Castro, the player of the game, went 2 for 4 in this one. He hit a double in the 3rd inning, and then he hit the home run in the top of the 8th inning. He also hit his 100th career home run in that at-bat. So he's the player of the game. A couple other honorable mentions for the Angels. Anderson Simmons went 2 for 5 with a double and an RBI. David Fletcher came off the bench and hit a double. And that double started the Angels' rally where they scored 4 in the top of the 7th. Then Yasiel Puig went 2 for 4 against his former team. He had a double, and he had 2 RBIs on 2 separate hits, 1 single and 1 double. Jock Peterson should be mentioned on the Dodgers side. He went 2 for 4. Up until the later third of the game, Peterson was responsible for the only 2 hits that the Dodgers had as an entire team. He had a couple doubles. One of those doubles brought home 3 runs, 3 of the 4 that were scored in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So he had a valiant effort in this game, but his efforts were not enough alone to stop the Angels, who ended up scoring 8 total and winning this game outright, sweeping the 2-game set. And again, the Angels will play the Mariners on Friday. They'll have an off day tomorrow, and the Dodgers will start a 4-game series tomorrow at Dodger Stadium here with the Padres. This has been a presentation of Major League Baseball's virtual network. This game and all of our games are brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Once again, the final score of this game, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim 8 and the Los Angeles Dodgers 5.